Alright guys, in this video we're going to jump to chapter 5 and we're going to solve simple 1 and 2 step inequalities, and you're going to see it's pretty much the same exact steps with solving an equation. The only thing that's different is now instead of having an equal sign we're having an inequality. There's only one rule. You can take this down. This is the only difference, is that you have to switch an inequality symbol when you multiply or divide both sides by a negative, and we're going to see that happen. So what I mean by switch is if you have, let's say this is less than, if you multiply or divide both sides by a negative, then it's going to switch to a greater than. And that's really the only thing that's different. Everything else is going to be the same. We're going to isolate the variable. We want to get the variable by itself, and then we're going to graph it. All right, we're just going to do a couple on this. And 5.1 is just one-step inequalities. Let's look at number 1. Let's zero in on number 1. All right, let's make this bigger. All right, so for number 1, I can see x plus 4, that is less than or equal to 9. So again, I'm going to draw this line going straight down. So it replaces that equal sign as that inequality symbol. And I want to isolate x, so I do the opposite. I subtract 4 from both sides, subtract 4 here. I have x by itself. I have x is less than or equal to, and then 9 minus 4 is 5. So 5 isn't the answer. Any number that's less than or equal to 5, those are solutions. So we actually get infinitely many solutions. Now if I graph this, I'm going to put 5 right in the middle on a real number line. I'm going to put a couple numbers to the right. Let's put 6 and 7. Let's put a couple numbers to the left of 5. Let's put 4 and 3. Now since it's also equal to 5, that means I'm going to have a closed circle. And then it's saying less than or equal to 5, so I shade everything to the left. All these numbers here, 4, 3, if I put 2, 1, all these numbers are less than 5. So any number that's in this shaded region is a solution to this. I'm also going to put this in here. I'll probably explain it more in class. If I put this solution set in interval notation, it's negative infinity, because this goes to the left to negative infinity, and then it goes to 5, and I put brackets. Brackets means that it's a closed circle there. All right, like I said, I'll probably explain that more in class. All right, let's move over. Let's do number 2. Do we want to do number 2? Actually, let's go to number 3. All right, number 3, let's put a line straight down the middle, and then it's 2 times x. So to get rid of 2, we divide by 2. Real simple, we get x by itself. So if x is less than, and this 24 divided by 2 is 12. And that's it. This is our answer. So make sure to circle the x, the inequality symbol, and the number. Remember, 12 is not the answer. Any number that's less than 12, that's the answer. So let's put 12. Let's put a couple of numbers to the right, 13, 14. Let's put a couple of numbers to the left, 11 and 10. Now, since the inequality symbol is not underlined, I'm going to have an open circle. So that means it doesn't equal to 12. And then, since it's saying it's less than 12, I shade to the left. Now this goes all the way to negative infinity. So in interval notation, I can express this as negative infinity. And then when I go to 12, since this circle is not filled in, I put parentheses. I don't put brackets. All right, let's see here. Let's do one more problem. Let's go to number 4. All right, now number 4, one thing we notice, the x is on the right side. Now I focus on the left side. To get rid of that negative 11, I divide both sides by negative 11. That cancels out, so I get x by itself. I divide this side by negative 11. And 33 divided by negative 11 is negative 3. Now here's the one thing that's different. Here's the rule. I divided both sides by this negative. So what that means is I have to switch this inequality symbol. So this greater than changes to less than. And this is what I have. Now the other thing that's a little tricky here is x is written to the right. When I graph it, it's always going to be easier to write x first. So I'm just going to switch that around. I'm going to have x. Now see how the open part is facing the x? It's still going to face the x. So it's going to be x is greater than negative 3. It's going to be much easier doing it that way, having x written first to graph it. So let's put negative 3 in the middle. Let's put a couple numbers to the left, which would be negative 4, negative 5. A couple numbers to the right of negative 3, which would be negative 2 and negative 1. And then if it's greater than, it's an open circle, and I shade to the right. Now, since this goes to the right, this goes to positive infinity. So this, in interval notation, I'm going to start with -3, and this goes to infinity. So again, this is an open circle, so that means I have parentheses. I don't have brackets. All right, so you'll see when solving these, you're going to do the same thing. Just get x by itself. The only thing that's going to be a little bit different is knowing when to switch the inequality symbol, and then you're also going to have to graph the solution set.